right, so let's see what I got at the auction. This is the first thing here. This is a toolbox full of fasteners. Well, that's an empty box, so that's not great, but we'll keep looking here. Oh, another empty box. Okay, well, there's 2 empty boxes. There's an empty bag. It's going to get good at some point, though. We know it's going to get good. Okay, there's some brad nails. They're used with a safety stapler nailer thing. Okay, oh, this one's got some nuts in it. There we go, some lock nuts. Yeah, more lock nuts, but bigger lock nuts. There's some acorn nuts. You never know when you're going to need an acorn nut. Oh, there's some. Okay, now. Fishing well nut kit. No idea. It's a Scotty fishing well nut kit. Anyway. Alright. There's a box with 1 bolt in it. Well, bear in mind, they only paid $9 for this box, so one of these, if there's anything in it at all, is, you know, there's some washers. There's more lock nuts. Yeah, there's another thing there. Alright. So that's what all was in there. Anyway, there's a little thing, kind of a doohickey-majoo. I don't know. Something, is it a magnet maybe? No, I don't know. Now we'll go underneath here. This is where the good stuff will be. There's a bunch of fasteners in a Tupperware type container, but it isn't Tupperware. So there's a bunch of stuff there anyway. Like I say, if I use any of this at all, it'll pay for itself, because you'll pay $9 or $10 even for one thing. Okay, there's another empty box. What was in this? Sheet metal screws. Okay, well, there we go. There's some screws there. Maybe they're the ones that go in that box. Oh, there's a cable fastener. Okay, well, there's more sheet metal screws. Okay, what are these now? Galvanized finishing nails. Full box of them there. Okay, I think they're to go into a nail gun, but you could probably use them independent of that. There's a bunch of sheet metal screws. I'll definitely use those at some point. There's some longer ones. Yeah. Oh, there's some more screws here. Stainless steel. More nails and assorted things. There's another one of those fasteners for yeah, alright. Well, we'll put all this back and we'll look at what else we got here. Like I say, I paid $9 for one lot of fasteners and $10 for the other. A little bit of garbage in there. Okay, also got this case here with the milk bottles in it. Yeah, there we go. I really bought this more for the wire case than the milk bottles, but still, the milk bottles are neat. I can probably resell some of them. Cochrane's Dairy. Cochrane's Dairy, eh? Any of the others have names on them? I don't see names on any of the others. No. Okay. I think if they have names on them, they have more value, but I may be wrong about that. Oh, I also got a backup heat source here. It's a kerosene heater. Let me take it out of here. Let's see about that. Yeah, here we go. Take it out. Okay. I'll put the kerosene heater over here. Alright. This is the kerosene heater. There are 2 of them going. This one is really, I think, the newest one of the 2. The other one was pretty rough and the knob was missing, and there were different issues with it. Anyway, there it is. I'll have to have a look and see how this works. Oh, okay. That's the fuel tank, maybe? That's the fuel tank. It's leaking, though. It's a fuel tank. Okay. Yeah. Alright. Like I say, I'll figure this out as I go. I see there's instructions on it. I'm going to have to find out if I can get something to vent this to the outside. I think you can get a kit for an exhaust kit for these. I believe you can. Anyway, we'll put that aside. Let's see what else we got. Here's another fastener lot. Okay. There we go. Again, the fasteners here. There's a bunch of stuff in here. All right. There's some big washers. There's some concrete screws. Well, that's false advertising. They look like they're made out of metal to me. There's a drill bit in there too, though. It says they're made out of concrete, but that's a lie. There's another empty box. Alright, here we go. There's some screws. There's some good bolts. There's a kit full of different fasteners, screws and things. Another kit the same. And we got a tackle box here full of assorted screws and fasteners and things. There's a little wire and stuff like that for hanging stuff, I guess, or what? I don't know. Don't know what this is for. All right. Oh, there you go. Oh, yeah. All right. There's more screw eyes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Gas spring end fitting with steel spring. I have no idea. Anyway, there it is. Yeah, well, we got all kinds of things here. There's some chain. Yeah. Remember, we used to have key rings made out of this stuff a long time ago. Yeah, anyway, that's what's in there. It's another box of stuff. Here's more milk bottles. More milk bottles. These ones are kind of neat. These ones I don't think are that old. There are still some dairies that use these. These ones have no markings on them. I'm thinking I'm probably going to end up selling the milk bottles off because I don't really need them. I actually bought it more for the wire case, for the wire container. Now back there is some bags that I'm going to put hot water bottles in the wintertime for the bed. There's a snow brush that I bought because the truck is going to need a snow brush. I'm going to need a snow brush for the truck come winter. As much as I hate to acknowledge it, winter is coming, whether I like it or not. They threw in a bottle of what he thinks is kerosene with the heater. Hopefully it is. And this was one of my main items that I was interested in. This here is called a stall fork. But what I'm going to use it for is mulching. Because you can't dig into a pile of mulch with a shovel. And normally what you do is you use a pitchfork when you're doing mulch. But this here has the advantage of being basically a shovel in the shape of a fork, which is perfect. I can take shovelfuls of mulch this way. This will work out good to get mulch anyway. To get mulch out of a big pile of mulch. So that's what that's for anyway. So there's the goodies I bought. I'll have to sort it all out. It is raining off and on, so that makes it a little more difficult. But we'll sort it out, and I'm pretty happy with my purchases. I spent $104 for all of this. I still got to figure out about getting some way to vent this to outside if I'm going to use it indoors. I haven't quite figured out yet what I'm going to do with that. But I believe it can be done. I wasn't expecting to get a jug of kerosene with it. The auctioneer there, Jim Beer, he said, well, he said he thought it was kerosene, but he didn't know for certain. He said it did come with the heater, though, so it probably is. And I said, well, I'll just give it a sniff before I use it. And he said, well, sniff it if you want to, he said, but don't drink it. And I said, well, I might just dip my finger in and take a taste. I don't know. Anyway, we had a laugh about that. But anyway, here we go. This is all the stuff here. Like I say, I'll probably resell most of the milk bottles. I have a cousin who is into stuff like this, so I may give her a couple of them or whatever and resell the rest. But, yeah. Unless I can think of some use for them in the meantime. They're kind of neat. I remember when these were still used. When I was a little kid, they still had milk delivery in Perth, where I come from, and Chaplin's Dairy used to deliver door to door, and I remember these. My grandparents had a milk door, which was a little door that was outside the door to the house, and the milkman would turn the knob and open the door, and he'd put the milk in there and close it up, and then you could open it from the other side in the morning and take the milk out. So the milk was basically in the wall, which was pretty neat. Anyway, I've got to take this box back down there, and I've got to bring the, I've got to make some lunch because I'm hungry, and then I got to bring the power bank up, and then I'll take the, after I do that, then I'll take the, what will I do? I'll do something. I'll bring the power bank up, and then I'll start bringing this stuff down to my camp. But yeah, the fork I'll probably leave in the truck, because the fork is going to be needed. The fork is going to be needed when I'm working, and I have the truck with me when I'm working, so it don't make much sense to take the fork back to my camp where I'm not going to be using it. All right. Okay, now that's it. We'll see you all later.